Alright, what's going on, everybody? So we're here with my buddy Trent. He's got his, what year is this?
It's a 2021.
2021 XSR900, so 900cc bike. We're going to be putting on the Black Widow exhaust, getting rid of the stock setup, stock catalytic converter. Not only is it going to save some weight, the bike's going to sound super good, and it's going to look better.
Absolutely.
The pipes in the system are a little bit in rough shape, but after the install, we're gonna, probably do some work on cleaning up the pipe system. So just know that it's not it's not a brand new setup. It is used, but I'm giving them a good deal on the setup and gonna help them install it and show you guys how to take off your stock cat and throw on a Black Widow muffler. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right, dude.
Alright, so we're going to start on the left side of the bike. So this is a 12mm socket to get the stock catalytic converter off. So that bolt right there. So there's two Allen bolts for the heat shield on the stock exhaust. It's a 4mm Allen, so just remove those. Then the one in the back. Nice. Cool.
Okay.
Alright, now this part should just slide off. Oh, there's one more. So one last one up top. So that's a, what is it, a 3?
It's a 3.
Yep, so it's a 3 up top there.
Man, I can't get this out, dude.
Oops. Okay. So now this part just slides off. And there's the tip of your muffler. Alright, so there's one 12mm back here.
Is it stuck?
No. Alright. Alright, so next step, we're going to be working on the O2 sensor. Just removing this.
And then that looks like a spark plug.
I know it does, right?
From the back, yeah. Huh.
Alright, so we're just going to let the O2 sensor hang. Pretty much the only thing holding this on now is the headers, so we'll move to that part right now. So we're going to use a 12mm socket to take off the headers. So 6 nuts we got to remove, and then the whole system will just drop down. So. So just like I do with the FJ, I'm going to take the gaskets out. Always use fresh gaskets whenever you're swapping out any header system. You want to make sure that you get a good seal between the headers and the exhaust ports on the cylinders. So we got them here. Get this last one out. And another trick, so take a little dab of grease and just get the 4 corners of the gasket, and it'll hold it in the cylinder so they don't fall out when you're aligning the headers. So just take that, put it up into the in, and then they'll stay put and they won't fall out.
Beautiful.
Alright, now we're just going to take the headers and then line them to the cylinders. So they're all lined up, so now just slide the collar up. We're going to loosely fit the nuts. It's definitely easier with two people, so it doesn't drop on you.
Does make it easier.
So don't crank them down just yet, but definitely have them, I don't know, maybe halfway screwed on so you still have some movement with the headers, so you can manipulate the collector pipe and the headers into place properly.
It's stuck, dude.
What's
Here,
there it goes.
Those don't look that bad, the color.
Yeah, I mean,
It kind of looks dark anyways, burnt.
mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'll see.
It's not the worst. Oh, one fell out. So this one, which one did it fall out from? Your side. Shit. This happened to me yesterday, so don't feel bad. There we go. Now we're going to be using anti-seize lubricant. This is the Permatex. So this version works really good on stainless steel, also titanium. Always use anti-seize on any exhaust joints, so you can remove them if needed down the road. So we just put a little bit in each of the collector pipes. Then we're going to slide it on. This is always a tricky part.
Is it like pushed over this? Yeah, because when I do this, it pulls it down.
There we go.
There you go. You got it, dude.
Okay, so now before we push that any further, make sure these seat. Okay, so push that back with your hand for me.
What's that, dude? This?
Push it back like this. There you go. Alright, so now that we got the collector pipe, just going to slide it all the way back. We're still going to leave it loose. We're not going to put on the springs yet because we're going to fit the muffler first, and then that's when we'll put the springs on and install the O2 sensor. Alright, so we're also going to be using anti-seize for the muffler itself. So we're just going to be putting some on the inside of here. That's all you need. Can you move that off to the side, please? Alright. So just slide it on to the rear end, right here. So it's currently hitting the swing arm right now, so we're going to have to loosen this bracket a little bit so it angles down, and then we'll be able to slide it on.
Just pulled it and it went down.
Alright, so we just loosen this up to give us some flexibility with the mounting. So now it won't be hitting the swing arm when we slide it onto the collector pipe. There we go. So now all we need to do is slide in these bolts that we took off from the stock catalytic converter and just put them in the two sides of the mount. And we're going to be putting these nylon locking nuts on the back end so they won't come loose. So can you slide those on for me? You're going to see the two back here.
Okay.
Both of them?
Both of them are finger tied.
Cool. Alright. So take your clamp, put it over. This is a 10mm bolt. So we're going to clamp it right about here. And leave it loose right now. So now we're going to tighten these two 12s while holding the back with a box end wrench, just to get the muffler seated in place. And then we're going to put the springs on the collector pipe, and then we'll work on the O2 sensor. Okay. Alright, now we're going to crank it.
Okay. Go.
That's good. So now that we have these two 12s cranked down, we're going to crank down the actual muffler clamp. Alright, good. It's not moving. Alright, now it's time for the springs. Now we're just going to use a spring puller to put the springs back onto the exhaust. And that one's on. Okay, now there's one more tucked back behind the collector pipe, in between the oil pan and the headers. So you're gonna have to hit it from the other side to get that one on. So something that I think a lot of people miss when they do work on exhaust is actually putting anti-seize on the threads of your O2 sensor. If you don't do this, it's very likely these will seize up, and then when you try to get it off, you won't be able to get it off. Always when you install an O2 sensor, twist it left, because when you screw it in, you're going to be screwing it right. Screw it in by hand to make sure you don't cross thread it. Alright. And just tuck your cable back behind. There's also a little pinch style clamp right here. So just put it right there, pinch the clamp back over the cable just to keep it secure so it won't go anywhere. Now we're just going to tighten up the exhaust clamp. Don't need to be crazy tight because you can strip them. That should be good. You can always test it after the fact for exhaust leaks with your hand, but for the tension that we have it at right now, you should be fine. So last step of the process, just tightening down the headers. So we're going to use just a regular ratchet in the beginning, and then service manual says 14 foot-pounds for these bolts. So we're going to definitely crank them or tighten them to the torque spec in the manual. Just want to make sure they're evenly tightened with the ratchet first. Alright, they all have good resistance right now, so now we'll just take our torque wrench and make sure they're good. Alright, so we're going to do one quick wipe with isopropyl alcohol just to clean it up a little bit, get some of the extra antifreeze off of it. So just a quick wipe, and then we're going to do a cold start for you. Alright, so we're going to do a cold start with the pipe. Make sure there's no exhaust leaks, so we're going to be feeling around all the joints. It does have a dB killer in there right now. We're going to go for a little test ride and see if he wants to remove it or if he's happy with the sound as it is. He doesn't want it crazy loud, so we're going to start it up, check for leaks.
That sounds wild, dude.
Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this episode. So we got the Black Widow exhaust system installed on the XSR900. How do you think it sounds?
Dude, it's awesome.
Yeah?
It's awesome. I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely that like deeper sound that you want from a bike, right?
Oh yeah, way better than the
So,
stock.
Nice. And the catalytic converter is the stock one. That thing's at least, I don't know, maybe 18 pounds or something. Super heavy. So he did get some weight savings. He's going to clean up the pipes and polish them so they look, you know, fresh and new. And yeah, hope this video helped anyone out who has an XSR900, whether you go Black Widow or not. The process is pretty much the exact same for the mounting. So I hope this helped you guys out. Please drop a like if you liked the video, subscribe for future episodes, and with that, ride safe and we'll see you next time.